folks, welcome back to the GAMA Trade Show. I'm Tom Vassell, and today I'm here with Scott from Renegade Games Studios, which is like less than 6 months old, right?
Yeah, new. We just kind of became official last August, so I guess a little bit more. So it's the new company from an old guy. How's that?
Right. Now, Renegade has some games that they brought, as you started,
Right.
They weren't new games, yet you brought some in your repertoire.
Exactly.
What games would those be?
So I brought Gravwell. Mm-hmm. So Gravwell came with me. Raffle by John Kovalik. Word Whimsy by Ben Stoll.
Okay.
And The Doom That Came to Atlantic City from Keith Baker and Lee Moyer.
Which has a very long and interesting history.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
So these are games, and I think you're making a new version, or you have made a new version of Gravwell.
Yeah, so the new version of Gravwell just came out right around Christmas. So the game is still the same, but we thought we could do better as far as the box art and everything. So it's all new box art, fully painted cover, a lot more dynamic and exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's coming up? What's new?
Okay. So these are a couple games that we've been demoing that are just around the corner, about a month or so away. So Lanterns, the Harvest Festival. This was a game originally kickstarted by Foxtrot Games, by Randy. He discovered this game, and I remember seeing it on Kickstarter and was jealous. So
it's a cool theme.
It is. It's a really cool thing. It's just a beautiful game, and he and I got talking, so we formed a partnership, and trying to take the game to the next level and get it out into distribution, and just get it out there. But it's a beautiful game. The object of the game is that we are all artisans, and we've been charged by the Emperor to decorate the lake for the Harvest Festival with lanterns. And we're competing for the Emperor's favor. And by placing lanterns and scoring lanterns, then we turn those lanterns in for honor, and whoever finishes the game with the most honor is the most famous artist in the kingdom.
Sounds like an excuse to have beautiful lanterns, but okay.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's very elegant. It's been really well received here. And we're about 6 weeks away, so it's on the way.
So it's a card game.
Tile laying game. So we can
tile laying and card game.
Yeah, tile laying and cards. Beautiful little wood favor tokens. We have a little boat. That's the place marker for which tile has recently been played, and then more tiles for the honor that you score.
So it says here it's a 30-minute game for 2 to 4.
Yep.
What number does it play best with?
Honestly, so the game adjusts. So you pull some of the honor out for a 2-player game or a 3-player game, or you play all of it for a 4-player game. I play it 2 players with my wife quite a bit. She loves abstract games.
Right.
It really plays pretty well. It's nice and balanced for just about any number of players. 4 players, you're going to get the maximum effect, because as you lay tiles, people get lanterns based on the color of the lanterns facing them on a 4-top table. So if you only have a 3-player game, nobody's going to get the lantern that would have gone to the 4th player.
I see.
So it adds, there's some bluffing. Some of the strategy might be to hoard some lanterns and not turn them back in, because the lantern piles run out. So during my turn, I may play a tile, and you may have earned a black lantern, but the black lantern pile is empty, and you don't get your lantern, because it plays, I get my lanterns first, and then it goes clockwise around the table. So I may purposely give you a lantern that you're not going to get. So I'm maybe holding back lanterns to turn them in and choke you. And then there's also favor tiles with the special tiles, where you get a favor token from the Emperor. And if I have 2 favor tokens at the start of my turn, I can turn them in and exchange a lantern that I have too many of for a color that I need. And there's 3 different ways to score honor. The 1 honor track, 1 of every color lantern.
Okay.
And it goes from highest to lowest in descending order, so there's an incentive to score early, because the first person to score in that track gets 10, but then the next 2 only get 9, and it goes all the way down to 5. The next one is 3 pairs, 3 different pairs of the same color, and the other one's 4 of a kind, 4 of the same color lantern.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is coming out very soon?
Very soon.
And then this one's also coming out. I think this one's coming out sooner.
This one is coming out sooner. So this one we've been demoing as well. This is a John Kovalik game called Double Feature.
Now, John Kovalik is the one who designed your other party game, ROFL.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So this one's about movies.
This one is about movies, but it's not trivia, because trivia is a test.
Yes.
Nobody likes tests.
No one likes trivia.
That's right. I don't. Okay, so this game is about movies, and it's for movie buffs or even casual movie fans. All you need to know are the movies that you've seen. And the way the game works is there's 6 different categories of cards that play on the table, and when it's my turn to be the director, I pick 2 different categories and I flip over the card. So it might be theme and genre, comedy, and production. Title is 1 word long.
Big.
There you go. And it's not a judging mechanic. It's the first person to name a movie that fits the criteria. As the director, I just I can challenge you and say, no, that doesn't fit the criteria.
Right.
But big, and then you would score one of the cards and you get the point. And then another card comes out, and the card that's been out the longest is the one that goes and gets scored as the point.
What is the different categories? I see theme. You have theme and genre. And
Yeah, it's theme and genre, props and scenes, setting, and characters.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how many cards are in the game about?
It's 120 cards, retails for $20, and we already have an expansion that's going to come out for Christmas. So,
All right.
Yeah.
So this one is pretty easy. People can you're turning over 2 cards, guessing it.
Yep, and it doesn't matter even your age. I mean, an 8-year-old has seen a bunch of movies, and an 80-year-old has seen a bunch of movies. So.
All right, so these are coming out both. So they'll be joining your repertoire. You got anything you tell us about the future?
So in the future, we did just announce something here that we're going to be bringing Snowtails back.
Right.
So Snowtails is one of my favorite games.
From the Fragor Brothers.
Yes, from the Fragor Brothers, Gordon and Fraser Lamont. And I started talks with them last year and said I'd like to put the game back on the market, and they said they'd love to have the game back on the market. So
now clarify, this is the first one.
I actually have the rights to both. So we're taking everything that's best from the first one. We're keeping the modular track because I really love the modular track that I can build my own track.
Right.
And maybe a few of the things that they did mush as far as to clean up, but it's really mainly the first game. It's 99% the first game. We're all new box art. Beth Sobel, who actually did our Lanterns art with Randy, she's going to be doing the art for Snowtails. We're working through a few engineering tweaks, like how the track lays out on the table. These are just minor engineering improvements. We might do it as a puzzle hook, so that way they can lock together, and that way, when you shake your table, your track doesn't get messed up.
Yeah. I'll shake the table.
No. But I'm really excited about it. It's a great racing game. I also personally like the dog sledding theme.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. We're talking about doing some expansions for it, maybe some theme tracks and more campaign stuff down the road. But yeah, August is our target. We want to have it out for Gen Con so people can play it, and if we can get it out in time, we're going to run some Snowtails events. And we're even going to do like a cup for it, so you can win the Snowtails Cup.
Well, neat.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. So we have another game with Kane Klenko. This is a real-time strategy dice game called Fuse, and the way
A real-time strategy dice game.
Yes,
Okay.
it's and it's cooperative.
Okay.
Real-time strategy cooperative dice game. There's a lot. It's a big mouthful. The way the game works is we're all the crew of a spaceship, and our ship has been boarded by hostile aliens.
I'm tired of that happening.
They
but
suck.
all right.
And they plant bombs all throughout the ship. We have 10 minutes to defuse all the bombs or the ship is destroyed, and we have to work together to do that. So there's a big giant bag full of 25 dice, 5 different colors. During my turn, so we have different puzzles that we have to solve with the dice to defuse the bombs. I would reach in, grab 1 die per player, throw it on the table. We each have to take 1 die, so we have to negotiate. I need this one for that, you need this one for that one that you're working on. But it starts getting more difficult because as the dice come out of the bag, there's less of a selection to solve the puzzles. And some of the puzzles can be very difficult. Some of the puzzles are simple. You need 4 reds, or you need 1, 2, 3, 4 in order, something like that. Some of the puzzles, you actually have to take certain numbers or colors of die and stack them. And in the frenzy of the dice flying, if the stack gets knocked over, that you have to start over on that puzzle.
Oh, interesting.
And then there's also fuse cards that occasionally pop up, and fuse cards are setbacks. When a fuse card pops up, it might say, all red dice go back in the bag. So you have a setback. And if the red die is on the bottom of a stack, you're starting that puzzle again from scratch.
What if you can pull it out and the stack doesn't fall over?
Good luck. So, and there's a chart for different levels of difficulty, and you can ramp up. So if you get really good using some of the easier cards, then we have cards that you can start to seed in that are much more difficult puzzles. And then,
But the whole thing is 10 minutes.
10 minutes, but we're not putting a sand timer in the box.
Okay.
We're creating an app. And
right.
It's going to be a free downloadable app, and the app is the ship's computer, and it's the countdown timer. So you run the ship's computer, and she counts down to 10 minutes to your destruction. And there's 2 versions. So in the basic version, she's very matter of fact, and the ship's computer goes from 10 to 0, and do your best. In personality mode, you can toggle to the ship's computer is now taking it personally. She doesn't want to die. And she starts off with a good attitude. come on, guys, you can do it. You know, she'll cheer you on, and she's giving the countdown very matter-of-factly. At a certain point, she gets a little nervous, and she may break down and cry. And finally, at the end, when it doesn't look like you're going to succeed, she gets bitter. And she starts to taunt you, and she's having none of it. And finally, at the end, if it looks like, you know, the last 10 seconds, you're not going to make it, she ejects all the escape pods, and if she dies, you die, and you all go down together. So yeah, we thought that was more fun than a sand timer. So
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming by and telling us about all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
When was that one coming out again?
That one's later in the summer as well. Probably Gen Con-ish.
Well, neat.
Yeah.
Look forward to Gen Con then.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We look forward to
Thank you.
seeing all these.
My pleasure.